Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Hello! It helps if you turn the camera on before you go live. Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here, guys. Nice to see you all. This is not the right thumbnail. Where is the right thumbnail? Apparently the right thumbnail has gone. Damn it. Professionalism 101. I don't have any. This is the right thumbnail. Yes, Army List Show, 21st September. 2025. I might not have a show next week. It's my birthday next week. We'll see. I'm doing some stuff next Sunday, so 50-50 if there's going to be a show next week. It depends. We are out for a bit, so it depends on what time we're back. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, welcome to the show. If you want to get your list live on the show, I saw a few people asking in chat. Happy birthday drinking stream. Not on a Sunday night, dude. I'll have to work Monday. If you want to get your list on the show, after this stream ends, post it in the comments. Post it as simple as you see an export from a Warhammer army list from the Warhammer app, from the app, whatever you want to call that. I think I'm totally caught up on members lists as well. So if you are a channel member and you are still waiting for an army list review, or you are a member of the Patreon and you're still waiting for a review, please send it again. I think I've caught up. I think after tonight we'll have done everybody who was a channel member. So tonight we've got a few channel members, we've got a few non-members as well, which is always good to get some of the non-members covered. There was a big reveal. There's going to be a big reveal tomorrow, right? Games Workshop posted today. Where was it? It was here. There's also a fairly weighty reveal on Monday, which is currently prepping for speedy arrival in the hallowed halls of a battle barge. This rumour is that the Assault Terminator is going to be released tomorrow. No, I don't have Instagram, dude. You need to post it on YouTube. I kind of don't have a great social media presence. I do YouTube, okay? Yeah, so let's talk about army lists, because that's why we're here. And the first list was submitted by Lynx. And he says, thanks for all your hard work. Since the balanced data slate, this list has beaten Tau, Death Guard, and Orcs. Is there anything I can add to it to make it more solid? There's a game plan at the bottom. Okay, so we're starting with standard Liberator Assault Group. 2 jump captains, 3 jump captains, in fact. I guess we've talked a lot about maybe not needing Dante anymore since the balanced data slate, so maybe this is proof. 3 captains with jump packs and a tech marine. I assumed we were talking about this in chat the other night. I think if you're going to run a tech marine, you need at least 2 vehicles. If you've got less than 2 vehicles, I feel like a tech marine is probably not the right choice. We have an impulsor, 2 squad of jump intercessors. We have a Centurion assault squad. We have a Devastator squad. That's an interesting choice. I actually have no idea what the Devastator squad. Grav cannons? Or, Grav pistol and las cannons. Okay, so 4 las cannons. You've got a Lancer, you've got Hellblasters, you've got Infiltrators, you've got Outriders, you've got Outriders, you've got another Destructor, and then you've got 3 small squads of Sanguinary Guard, and then a couple of squads of Scouts. It's a very edge case Angelic Inheritors list, isn't it? Very edge case Liberator Assault Group list, isn't it? Because it's like, you got those 3 units of Sanguinary Guard. You got 2 units of Outriders. I mean, they can hit a little bit hard. You got 2 units of Jump Intercessors. They can hit a little bit hard. The Centurion Assault Squad is a good... Like, it is great, but it moves 4 inches. Like, I feel like if you want to run Assault Centurions... Part of me really says, like, you almost... It feels like you almost have to have the Land Raider or the Repulsor. Because 4-inch move is just tragic. Yeah, I mean, it's just super slow, right? You've got Infiltrators. I mean, that's good to hold the backfield. You've got the Hellblasters. I'm kind of thinking, like, are the Hellblasters in the Impulsor? What are the other options for the Impulsor? I feel like it's probably Hellblasters in the Impulsor. I don't mind Hellblasters in the Impulsor. 2 units of Scouts, Combat Knives, Missile Launchers, Chainswords, Standard. So 9 Sanguinary Guard is like your fast-moving melee punch. 2 units of Outriders, 2 units of Jump Intercessors, a Destructor, a Lancer, a Devastator squad, then the Assault Centurions, then the Impulsor, then the Tech Marine, and the 3 captains. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it seems fine. It feels like it's... It feels like it's not meta, right? It feels a little bit... It feels a little bit like you threw some things in there for a bit of fun. Because I would say Devastator squads in Liberator Assault Group is not something we see. Hellblaster squads in Liberator Assault Group is probably not something we see. We do see Assault Centurions, but not when they're walking. Couple of units of Scouts. And then what's the tactics? Sorry. So the tactics are the Scouts start in no man's land and do uppy downy as needed. Infiltrators on the home objective. The Hellblasters and the Impulsor, I guess that. Driving around and shooting while flying units go around hurting the enemy. The Centurions are for my fun pick. Sometimes they sit on objectives, sometimes they push the attack. Lancers, Predators, and Devastators go tank hunting. So Lancers can, of course, tank hunt, so can Predators. And see, my problem with Devastators is, like, you always feel like you've got to move them, and then if you move them, they're only ballistic skill 4 up because they've got heavy. Are they more? I mean, the reason Devastators are good in Angelic Inheritors is because you can make them untargetable, right? Whereas in Liberator Assault Group, I think they just get shot back, and then they probably take a bunch of damage, right? It's not like they've got any survivability. They're just toughness 4 Marines with a 3-up save. So yeah, I feel like if you're playing Liberator Assault Group, having 3 shooting units is not bad, right? Devastators, a Lancer, and the Annihilator, or sorry, the Destructor. You technically have 4 shooting units in this list because you've got those Hellblasters as well. The Hellblasters you can get forward. Daniel says, do you think the Redemptor is worth trying out with the points reduction? I was actually thinking about that, Daniel, because 5 Hellblasters and an Impulsor, right, are cheaper than a Redemptor Dreadnought. And a Redemptor Dreadnought gets D6 plus 1 shots, whereas the Impulsor would get 10 plasma shots. Yeah, I mean, the Redemptor's got 1 more AP and potentially 1 more damage, but I think having 10 shots every time is going to be better, right? It's only 1 more strength. I think Redemptors are probably still too expensive. I think we should do some maths on Redemptors versus the Hellblaster squad. I think that would be an interesting thing to try. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this list is okay. None of the units stand out as, like, really bad picks, but me personally, I don't think I'm picking Devastators and Liberator Assault Group. I think it's an Angelic Inheritors pick. I also don't think I'm picking Assault Centurions if I can't transport them, because I've played Assault Centurions, and the amount of times you roll a 1 for their advance and they just trundle along 4 inches or 5 inches is just absolutely tragic. They are the slow. They feel like they. You know, the way to look at it is like 4-inch move is 33% slower than a 6-inch move. And like most of my guys who only move 6 inches, I'm like, oh god, these guys only move 6 inches. That's why I like Hellblasters or Intercessors now, because all their guns are assault. So at least they can move 6 plus D6. Moving 4 is just horribly tragic. Alright, if you get some value out of tonight's live stream, please do leave a like on the stream. I do appreciate it. Alright, Lynx. There's nothing horribly wrong, but I think there's probably some optimizations to be made there. There could also be an argument for, like, the second Scout Squad. And the Tech Marine, when you only have a Lancer and Destructor, is probably... I mean, there's probably a few tweaks you could do there. You probably lose the Tech Marine and the Devastator Squad and just throw in that third vehicle. Like, that might be better. You probably lose that Scout Squad as well, and you might even be able to get Mephiston in there. There's something, right? There's something that could be improved in this list, I think. I don't think it's bad, though. Alright, Timothy Himsworthy is the next list. He's also playing Liberator Assault Group, and he's going Blood Angels Captain with an Infernal Pistol and a Relic Weapon. The Relic Weapon is an interesting choice. I would have taken the Power Fist. Let me just look up the Blood Angels Captain 1 second. I would have I feel like I would have taken the Power Fist. So the Relic Weapon is a 1 extra attack, but 3 less strength. Yeah, I feel like personally I'm on the powered fist. So we have a captain with a jump pack, we have a chaplain, we have Dante, we have Lamartez, and we have the Sangor. Lots of characters, right? Like very, very heavy on the characters. Limekiller says, I've seen someone recommend Desolation Squad with Apothecary as a quality option in Angelic Inheritors. Any thoughts? With how powerful Eldar are, having some indirect seems useful. Yeah, so I've played against those Desolation Marines a few times, right? What is it they get? They get like D3 plus Blast for 4 guys. Their strength 4. Excuse me. So you're basically getting, let's say you're shooting a 5-man squad, you're getting 4 shots with an average of 2. The reason you attach to the Apothecary is because he's only 50 points. And in Angelic Inheritors, he lets you reroll hits and wounds of 1, right? Evening, Benjamin. I mean, rerolling hits and wounds of 1 is certainly helpful. Your indirect only going to hit on 4s, so but your indirect, what did we say there? It was going to be 3 shots per guy. So against Eldar, you hit on 4s, you reroll 1s. You wound on 3s, you reroll 1s. Do you know what? My tool can possibly do this. Have I got my new tool set up to reroll 1s against? I don't know if I do. I've been building a new tool, right? Like let me see if I can I don't know if I've got it. Oh no, I do. I've got it set up to do Carbine Wrath. Hold on. Right, just give me literally 1 second and yeah. Right, like I've been building a tool for my math hammer. This is my tool. When it loads. Alright, what did we say? We said like Desolation Marines. We have weapon named, let's just call this indirect. We've got like 4 models with, let's say, 2 attacks, right? But with blast. Weapon skill 3 up, but it's indirect. I probably need to put a tick box here for indirect, so we hit on 4s. We get 2 attacks plus the blast, the extra 1 from the blast. We're strength 4, we're no AP, we're in 1 damage. That's alright. We're in Karmite Wrath, which means rerolling hits and wounds of 1. And then we're going into like toughness 3 Eldar. What do toughness 3 of Aspect Warriors normally have? Like a 4-up save, a 5-up invuln. We'll just call this an Aspect Warrior. We'll say they have 1 wound and there's 10, you know, like there's 5 models in the squad. Technically the sergeant's got 2 wounds, but I haven't got my tool set up to be that advanced, right? And I guess they would get cover save because they're indirect, so they're probably saving on 4s. I think that should just be able to calculate it. So, rerolling hits and wounds of 1. The indirect against a 5-man squad, statistically, will only kill like 1.8 models per turn. There's the Vengor launcher. Yes, let's add that as well. Add weapon profile. Vengor. The Vengor launcher is 1 model. He hits on a 2, but it doesn't matter because it's indirect again, so it'll be 4. I'll put a tick box over here for indirect. Does it get blast, the Vengor launcher? It's strength 7. It's AP 1. It's damage 2. It's D6 shots, isn't it? So attacks would be D6. Oh, I don't know if I've set it up so I can put D6 in there yet. The average of D6 is 3.5. I will set it up so I can put in the D6. I'm still working on this, right? But I think we should just be able to calculate that and it should just add it on. Yeah, so I think it's killing about 3 models. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not great though, is it? You could pay 1 CP to give it sustained hits, right? That's a thing you can do in Angelic Inheritors. So you could pay 1 CP for your sustained hits, then you almost kill 4. I think And I did click the blast. Like, blast does give you 1 extra attack in this. It's blast as well. Yeah. So it's including the 1 extra attack as well from the blast on the Vanguard launcher. It's not horrible, but 250 points to kill 4 aspect warriors indirect, right, man? I mean, that's why I'm not running it. Like, how much points is an aspect warrior? I'm pretty sure a squad of 5 aspect warriors is not that expensive. Daniel says, I've been painting all my Blood Angels for the last 2 weeks and I've got 3,000 points worth to get done trying to decide how to paint chainswords. Kind of think hazard stripes would be cool, but it's a lot of work. You can make hazard stripes a lot easier for yourself if you... I've probably done it on stream, probably never done a tutorial on it, but you know, like masking tape? Like, if you're going to paint a wall in your house, you would put tape around the windows so you don't paint on the window frame. You can buy masking tape, just cut it into thin slices, stick it onto the chainsword. It's called painter's tape, yeah? Some people use that. I believe you can even get, like, somebody told me you can get, like, a modeling version of that. Like, miniature painting modeling tape? Is that a thing? Apparently it's on Amazon. The Tamiya tape, is this good? Tamiya is a modeling company. People always recommend me to use their glue. But I mean, if you go onto Amazon, you can find something like this. Like really thin slices. That's what you want, right? Like a really thin one that you can just wrap on your chainswords. Save you a lot of time. I did it, like, you can't just go to the hardware store and buy a roll of tape and cut it into thin strips. I did that on my recent chainswords. They aren't going to be 100% uniform, but do people care that they're not 100% uniform? Like, when you look at them on the table, like, I'm standing looking at a model on the table, no one can tell it's not a uniform chainsword, you know? Sorry, so we're back on this list. Captain with jump pack, Chaplain, Dante, Lamarta, Sanguinar. Okay, so this is Liberator Assault Group. Double intercessors on foot. Double jump intercessors. A Death Company Dreadnought. I really don't like the Death Company Dreadnought. I think if you're going to run Dreadnought, run the Brutalis. I think it's just better. The Death Company Dreadnought is expensive and he has no OC. And his rules just aren't as good as the Brutalis, in my opinion. We've got the 10 Death Company with jump packs. We've got a Lancer. We've got Incursors, giving us +1 to hit in the shooting phase. We've got Infiltrators. We've got a Tactical War Suit. We literally never see these at the moment. I really don't know what or why. Like, I feel like we don't see them because they're not that competitive. But, like, Toughness 8, 3 up save, 12 wounds, 125 points. I mean, the points are not the worst for 125. Like, this defensive profile isn't the worst for 125 points. Its melee is okay. 5 attacks, -2, 3. Its ranged is a bit all over the place, right? Like, it's got, like, it can have a flamer. It can have an autocannon. This model is equipped with, like, a heavy bolter and the flamer and the autocannon. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I feel like it's not great shooting, right? The autocannon strength 9 is fine. A heavy bolter, fine. A D6 +3 flamer, fine. None of it is amazing. Why take a war suit when you can just take a ball predator, says James Gibb. Yeah, I mean, they're the same points now, right? So you take the war suit because you bought it and, you know, it cost you $50 and you spent time and effort painting it. It's special. I mean, it's got 8-inch scout. Fine. If the enemy targets a Phobos units within 6 inches, you get to shoot back. I mean, I feel like that is never going to trigger because the second your opponent goes to shoot a Phobos unit next to it, you're probably going to... a Phobos infantry, nonetheless. You're going to have 1 Phobos infantry unit in your list. So you take the war suit because you've got it. Fine. So, and then you take the 6 Angry Guard. So you got 6 Angry Guard with Dante. You've got 10 Death Company with Lamartas. You've got a Blood Angels captain with 5 Assault Intercessors on foot, but you've got no transport for them. So this list would just get instantly better if you had an Impulsor. And I think the first thing to probably be on the cutting block is the Death Company Dreadnought or the War Suit. You got the Sanguinor as well to jump in. You've got a Chaplain. I guess he's just leading like 5 Assault Intercessors on foot. Fine. I mean, it's not great. It's not the worst. You might be better off leading Blade Guard if you could get your hands on some Blade Guard. The Jump Captain, I guess, is leading 5 Jump Intercessors because there's not much else he can lead. What's the War Suit's keywords? No idea. The keywords are Walker, Vehicle, Imperium, Phobos, and then it's Tactical Warsuit, right? We just don't see it. Hazard Stripes are fire, and I would totally buy some tape and use that because it'll make it a lot easier for you if you use the tape. So yeah, you know, use the tape, do it that way. It'll save you a bunch of time as well. So this list has a few things. Probably this is first list ever, right? So first list ever, I think maybe too many characters. Maybe not enough synergy with the characters. Like the Chaplain on foot with 5 Assault Intercessors, we don't really see that. I don't think it's that strong. The Blood Angels Captain on foot with 5 Assault Intercessors is great, but they need to be an Impulsor. So you probably need to find yourself an Impulsor. Death Company Dreadnoughts, I guess once you play this thing a few times, you're going to see that no one plays them for a reason, right? They're just not that great. Brutalis is a little bit better. If you've got the model for the Death Company one, you can just say it's a Brutalis. It's literally the same model. The Lancer's fine. The Infiltrators is solid. Incursors, I'm not really sure Incursors here synergize with enough. I think a lot of people forget that the Incursors buff, and the Incursors do have a good buff. I believe it's in the shooting phase only. So the Incursors ability, yeah, they get to add 1 to the hit roll until the end of the phase. And it's a shooting attack. So I feel like the things that probably... And I guess potentially in this list, the reason you have the Incursors is because they could go with a Tactical Warsuit, the enemy shoot the Incursors, the Tactical Warsuit shoots back. The thing is, the Tactical Warsuit isn't even that survivable. So if I had some good guns and I saw a squad of Incursors next to the Tactical Warsuit, I'd just shoot the Tactical Warsuit first. It's not like it's that survivable. It's only got 3 up save. It's only got 12 wounds. It only has toughness 8. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. It's not like... It's weaker than every other tank in the game. It's weaker than the Impulsor, you know? So it's like... Yeah, I would probably say, like, the Tactical Warsuit, the Incursors, the second unit of Assault Intercessors and Foot, and the Chaplain... Like, all that could be jigged up for better stuff. An Impulsor would definitely be some better stuff. And probably like another shooting unit, right? Like something else that can shoot. And then maybe even if we lose this Chaplain, we are still pretty heavy on characters. I like to try and keep my characters for Liberator Assault Group like under 400. And I think you're probably pushing just under 500 points here. The one thing you could probably say is like Dante leading Sangre Guard is not as important now with the Sangre Guard being able to hit on 2s. So you could probably just lead with a captain. If you don't have a captain model for the time being, you'd probably just proxy Dante as a jump captain. Oh, you do have a jump captain here. And then I just don't think Dante's worth it anymore. Let's ask chat. So Sangre Guard now hit on 3. Sangre Guard now hit on 2s. Is Dante worth it, or take the cheaper captain with free CP usage? Let's see what chat say. Dante, captain. Alright, chat, let us know. Right, Quaid is our next list for tonight. He is running Liberator Assault Group. We have the Sanguinor, as the Warlord. We have Dante with 6 Sanguinary Guard. We have the Jump Captain with Fight First with 3 Sanguinary Guard. We have a Gifted Foresight Captain with 3 Sanguinary Guard. We have Mephiston, 5 Intercessors on foot, 15 Jump Intercessors, 3 Outriders, Infiltrators, Scouts, double Vindicator post. Okay, so it's a repost from a few weeks ago to refresh the queue. Unless the new data slate really changes our points up, this is what I've settled on for the foreseeable future. The only slight change I'm debating is switching out Outriders for an Impulsor for the Intercessors. I like the Impulsor an awful lot. Melta Pistols are just not worth it. Yeah, well, Melta Pistols were worth it when the whole squad could take Melta Pistols, right? Now, typically, the squad that he leads, you get 2 Melta Pistols. I know you can take 10 Melta Pistols with the Vanguard Vets, but I think if you take 10 Melta Pistols with the Vanguard Vets, you then run into the problem with... I mean, the reason to take the Vanguard Vets is probably their invulnerable save, which you can't have if you have the Melta Pistols, right? Maybe there's an edge case where you can take 10 Vanguard Vets with Melta Pistols, but I don't really think like, having the Melta Pistols hit on 2s is cool, but they are still just like strength 8 or 9, I think. So you're still going to be 5s to wound most meaningful things, right? And I think that's the problem. Like sometimes your Melta Pistols can pop off, but sometimes they can just do nothing. Yeah, strength 8. So, you know, going into any sort of demon, Primarch, Avatar, Vehicle, Monster, you're probably wounding on like 4s at absolute best, but realistically 5s. And I think even if you have 10 Melta Pistols, which you hit on 2s with, you can still sometimes completely fluff that wound roll and just do no damage, or just do like 1 Infernal Pistol goes through, and then even when that goes through, it's D3. So let's say, like, you take the Vanguard Veterans with Dante to get them all hitting on 2s. You only wound, let's say you wound 3 times, because that's about statistically right. I mean, you've got 10 guys that hit on 2s. So you hit 8 times, you only wound... We only wound on 5s. So round it up, you hit 3 times, they save 1 of them, and then you roll your damage a couple of times. You know, like, it could realistically be like 2 damage. Like, that would be about average. So, like, I just can't see Dante plus 10 Vanguard Veterans ever being useful. They were useful before when the Sanguinary Guard had 10 Infernal Pistols, because that 2 damage would then stack with a crap ton of damage coming out from their melee, right? But I just don't think Vanguard Veterans bring a crap ton of damage like Sanguinary Guard bring in melee. So yeah, this list I think is interesting in that we've got Mephiston and the Sanguinary, which is kind of pricey. Again, we could probably remove Dante from this list. He's probably not needed. We just replace him with a captain. I do like the idea of having an Impulsor, because Impulsor lets us ride something onto an objective and just sit there and get points. I'm not entirely convinced you need the Sanguinary and Mephiston. Like, I'm running Meph. I kind of feel like those 2 guys are like interchangeable. Like, you should almost choose who you're going to run. Double Vindicator is obviously good. Scouts are good. Infiltrators protect the backfield. Jump Intercessors are very decent in this detachment as well. And then the heavy lifting all goes on the Sanguinary Guard. I'd probably run the 6 with Blades, and I'd probably run the 2 3-mans with Spears these days, with the changes to Spears. If you're running Vanguard Veterans with the anti-vehicle, just run Grav. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could run the Grav pistols. I just can't see it, man. I mean, like, how many times have you gone to a tournament and seen a Blood Angels player line up 10 Vanguard Veterans in 10th edition, right? Like, I ran Vanguard Veterans realistically I ran them all the time through 9th edition. You just haven't seen them in 10th, right? People don't play them. If no one's playing them, it probably tells you that they're not good, right? And, like, I try and review all the big tournament winning lists by Blood Angels, and Vanguard Veterans are never in any of those lists, right? So it's not even like I've got a vendetta against Vanguard Veterans. It's just we don't see them, right? I have a friend that tried to run meth, but he ended up in jail, John. Nice. Well, I run meth, but in that my meth is a character on the table and not other meth, right? We were allowed to shorten Mephiston, surely. Cool. Boris says, with 10 veterans, you could take 3 shields and 7 meltas, hoping the shields help you survive long enough. Yeah, but I just don't think the meltas do enough damage, Boris. Like, they just don't do any damage. Like, realistically, the melta pistols are the same as, like, 1 Sangre Guard sword, right? You'd just be better. I mean, like, alright, here's a question for you, right? You have, like, I have run Dante for about a year now, right? Like, every single battle for a year. How many times has his Infernal Pistol been like, oh my god, that's a really useful weapon? Like, once? Twice at best? Right? You know, like, it's just not there. And don't get me wrong, I want to like Dante. So I think in this list I would probably, if it was me, I would lose the Sanguine or Ormeth, and I would get an Impulsor, and I'd probably lose Dante as well, because I just don't see the value of him anymore. Apparently chat agree with me, in that 82% of people in chat think that we don't need Dante anymore. He's not worth it. So out of 40 people, only like 7 people thought he was worth it now. So yeah, Dante is a real big question mark now. So you probably save some points with Dante, you probably lose a Sanguine or get yourself that Impulsor, and then at that point you probably have enough points left over to rejig something else. But overall, I mean, like, it's a pretty solid... it's like, these are all solid choices for Liberator Assault Group. There isn't a bad unit in this list, right? Like, these are solid choices for this detachment. Dante is only worth it for the aura points. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, Dante, isn't it? Yeah, well, my Dante's the same, right? I was playing him for a whole year. One time his Melta Pistol, rolled a 6, rolled a few extra hits, and then went crazy. But, like, one time in a year, man, is just not... It's just not worth it, right? How's Inquisitor Cotias working for me? I've been enjoying Inquisitor Cotias. I think his ignore cover rule is very, very strong if you have an army that can utilize it. So I have been enjoying running Inquisitor Cotias. When my list went up 35 points last week with the balance data slate, he wasn't even on the table to discuss cutting. Because that list that I'm running has a crap load of AP. I have like... let me add that up. So I have 830 points of units that have AP3 shooting. And I really like having AP3 shooting with ignore cover. Because it just means if the enemy don't have invulnerable saves, they really fucking... like... AP3 with ignore cover is very, very good. And the fact that Inquisitor Cotias can do ignore cover when he doesn't even see the opponent, like he's just hiding behind a wall in the middle of the battlefield, like designating things to ignore cover on. I've been feeling like he's really valuable. I like him. Everyone's saying Dante deserves a break anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it's the end of the edition. Dante's been on the battlefield for the whole edition. Let the guy have a break. Yeah, my list went up 35 points as well. It's tough, Mr. CQ bot. Alright, next list. Benny6411. He loves the channel. Guys, I get so many nice comments every week from you guys. I really do appreciate it. I get the hateful ones as well. 100% get the hateful ones. But the nice ones really sometimes make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, so I appreciate it. So we're looking at Angelic Inheritors, right? We've got Captain of the Jump Pack, another Captain of the Jump Pack with the Ignore Overwatch. We've got Mephiston, we've got Dante. Well, instantly, like chat's already spoken, get rid of Dante, save yourself 45 points. And then the Combi Weapon Lieutenant. We have 10 Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs. Man, and another 10... Let me just throw out something that I hate Assault Intercessors and Jump Packs in Angelic Inheritors, because they swing at strength 4, and strength 4 is kind of tragic. So I don't know if personally I would run. I personally feel like I would not run 20 Jump Intercessors and Angelic Inheritors bottom line. We then have 6 Blade Guard. These guys have actually gone up 10 points, so this list must have been submitted just before the points increase. I also do not like Blade Guard and Angelic Inheritors. I've run them. I think it really comes down to strength breakpoints. There's a lot of stuff that has toughness 10 in the game. Blade Guard veterans have strength 5, which means you only wound toughness 10 on 6s. Wherein, like, Liberator Assault Group, you can wound them on 4s with lethals as well because of the stratagem. So I kind of don't like... Blade Guard and Angelic Inheritors either, honestly. Maybe if that was your only low toughness or low strength unit, you could get away with it. But, like, overall, I'm not really a fan of this at all. This is 500 points of stuff that hits at strength 4 and 5. 500 points hitting at strength 4 and 5. It's just not great, honestly. The Lancer, the Incursors, the Infiltrators, the 3 units of Sanguinary Guard, obviously these guys have all gone up 25 points, so or 15 points. So in this case, dropping Dante would actually be perfect. And then you got the 2 Vindicator tanks, right? So I like the 2 Vindicator tanks. I like 3 units of Sanguinary Guard led by captains. I like the Infiltrator squads. I think a Lancer to do Vindicator tanks as well is fine. It's not the most optimal play. It's fine, I guess. Incursors to give the Vindicators +1 to hit. The Lancer +1 to hit, again, is fine. So this points here is the problem in this list. And if it was me, I would instantly go, you need 6 Plasma Inceptors, because that will elevate this list to the next level. You could take something that makes the enemy not be able to take cover, right? Because your Vindicator tanks are AP3. You could do that with like a Hammer Strike, I think is the one, or the... Is it the Hammer Strike? Yeah, I think it's the Hammer Strike, the one that's 125 points. I was considering that. I think that is actually viable in... Yeah, so you hit something with the Hammer Strike, they can't get the benefit of the cover, and then you just light them up with Vindicator tanks. But yeah, this is 480 points, 490 points now. Actually, no, this has gone up 10, 10, 10. So this is 510 points. I would replace this 510 points with 6 Plasma Inceptors, a Hammer Strike, which I think is 125, and you would have like 135 left, maybe even 140 left. Let me do the math on that. 510 minus 240 minus 125, 145 left. So with 145 left, if you still want Jump Intercessors or Blade Guard, then run 1 small squad of them. And then you would have 65 left. What does 65 left get you? Not a whole lot. An Invader ATV. Take it as a scoring unit. You don't have any scouts. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, well, you need something to score similar to like the scouts. So you could take some henchmen or something like that. Sorry, someone had a question about Astroth. Why is there no Death Company 10-man bricks with Astroth in Angelic Inheritors? I think it's probably just because if you don't take Lamartez and you get lethal hits, and you don't take a chaplain to get +1 to wound, you're probably going to need to pop your Red Rampage on that 10-man Death Company every turn, or the equivalent Focused Fury, right? And I think that's probably, like, you don't want a unit that just needs your Focused Fury all the time. I mean, it's okay to have one unit that needs it, but I feel like that Death Company unit is going to need it an awful lot. I mean, I think statistically it should probably end up doing somewhere in the region of like 7 to 10 devastating wounds, but like, I don't know, people just haven't been running it. People really haven't been running it. Maybe it's because the Death Company captain has sustained hits as well. Yeah. I think it's probably just the strength. Like, Death Company actually don't have that great strength. Strength 4, Strength 7, Strength 8. So they benefit a lot from Lamarta's lethal hits. They benefit a lot from a Chaplain's +1 to wound. Astaroth does neither of those two things. They did make Astaroth points cheaper. Like, they made him down to 95 points, but I think just 5 points more. People are going to take Lamarta's just because the -1 to damage is just going to be so much. I mean, if you've got 10 guys and you'd -1 damage, you're essentially giving them 10 more hit points, right? Like, is that, you know, people see a lot of value in that, right? Is it, hold on for a second, is it 10 more hit points though? Because if, is actually potentially 20 more hit points. Because if they're hitting you with 2 damage weapons, then it's 20 more, right? Because it's -1 damage twice. So it's, you would need to, is that right? If they're hitting you with 2 damage weapons, normally 10 would kill your guys, but then you need double. Oh, I can't work that math out in my head, but people are seeing, the people who are winning tournaments are running Lamarta's +10. So I don't know what, like, people, this whole edition, people have thought Lamarta's is more valuable than Astaroth. I think the thing, like, if we go back to last edition, the thing that made Astaroth really valuable last edition was he could swing his weapon with 4 damage, right? He could have like 7 attacks at flat 4. That's what made him like super good. And he had really high strength last edition, and he had really good AP last edition. But yeah, I mean, he just lost that, right? So people are winning tournaments once again with Lamarta's. What does Lamarta's give you? -1 damage lethal hits. Those things synergize very well with the Death Company rerolls to hit, and the 5-up, sorry, the 6-up feel no pain. Yeah, so I think I would make some changes in this list. I think if you want to run Blade Guard or Assault Intercessors with jump packs in Angelic Inheritors, you should do it very sparingly, and they should be units that you're not going to be killing things with those units. You're going to be doing actions. You're going to be standing on objectives. You're going to be scoring stuff. So it's a different mind. Angelic Inheritors is a different mindset. What is good in Liberated Assault Group is not necessarily good all the time in Angelic Inheritors, I feel like. Alright, next list. List number 5 for tonight. Wind Whistler. Here's a lag list. Okay, so we've got Death Company, Jump Captain. We've got 2 of them. We've got 5 Intercessors on foot. We have Death Company with jump packs, 2 5-mans. We have unit of scouts, 2 5-mans. We have triple Ballistus Dreadnought. These guys obviously went up 10 points, so be aware of that. We have triple Brutalis Dreadnought, and then we have triple Death Company Dreadnought. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is basically a Death Company Dreadnought list, but running Liberator Assault Group. And it is going to need a tweak now, because you're not going to be able to run all these Dreadnoughts because you've just gone up 20 points. So something is going to be changing. 2 5-man Death Companies with sustained hits, a unit of sticky objectives, 2 units of scouts, and then 9 dreadnoughts. 3 dreadnoughts to shoot, 6 dreadnoughts to run forward. That's an interesting choice, right? I don't know. I mean, it feels a bit like a night list. The reason, the main thing I feel like the main reason that I don't run so many dreadnoughts these days is probably like lack of invuln, and knights counter them pretty hard, and also they're kind of expensive. I guess these ones that he's picked are the cheaper ones. I have never run 6 Brutalis or 3 Brutalis, 3 Death Company Dreadnoughts. Anytime I've played the Brutalis, because I did just play a Brutalis to GT in the summer. Well, I say in the summer, it was like probably like 2 months ago now. I played a GT Yeah, I can't remember when that was, but yeah, it was. I played a Brutalis Dreadnought at the GT recently, and I found it somewhat underwhelming. And I was playing it in Ultramarines, so I had +1 to wound from Oath of Moment, active like all the time pretty much, because I had Guilliman in my list, giving me two. Guilliman giving me 2 Oath of Moment targets, and I found like so the Brutalis has a twin multi-melta. Twin linked is cool, but +1 to wound helps so much, and you know, from Ultramarines. So and even then I felt it was kind of underwhelming because the Dreadnoughts don't get that many attacks. It's like 6 attacks. They're usually hitting on 3s, so you're probably going to drop a couple. And then sure, they're wounding on 3s, twin linked. So realistically what happens is your opponent needs to take like 3 saves against the Brutalis. And it's only AP2, so they're probably going to take a save on a 4-up or a 5-up invan. They're probably going to pass 1 or 2 of them. So realistically, like a Brutalis Dreadnought, you would think it's a bit of a monster in melee. It's not. It does like 3 damage. And I think that's probably why the reason they don't get run all that much, right? Like I played my Brutalis Dreadnought into Deathwing Terminators, and I think I charged them. I can do up to 12 mortal wounds on the charge, and then I have the 6 attacks. I think I killed 1 Deathshroud Terminator. It was super underwhelming. So if the Brutalis Dreadnought only kills 1 Deathshroud Terminator, God knows what the Death Company Dreadnought does. It kills less. I'm just. Let me like. I have 2 Brutalises, I have 3 Redemptors. I don't field any of them at any time, right? Sean says, why is the Sanguinar so important in Angelic Inheritors? I don't know if he's so important, Sean. What makes him good in Inheritors is he rerolls hits of 1 on the turn he arrives, which makes his hitting much more reliable, and he rerolls wounds of 1. Well, I mean, he does that all the time, right? That's what makes him better in Angelic Inheritors Liberator Assault Group. I wouldn't say he's... Like, I just built an Angelic Inheritors list that's won 4 games in a row. It doesn't have the Sanguinar on it. It's got Mephiston. You know, like, I think you could do Mephiston or the Sanguinar. I think you have to choose. And they do different things, right? Like, Mephiston is a lone operative with lots of wounds that stands on objectives and scuffles a little bit. The Sanguinar sometimes can come in and save units. He can also sometimes come in and do nothing and then just die. Because he actually has kind of lower strength anyway. Yeah, so this list is weird, man. I don't want to say it's a bad list. I just want to say it's so far off meta that I can't really give advice. Like if you're gonna try and run 9 Dreadnoughts, like I think it's, I don't want to say it's cute, but I think it's a fun idea, right? We're going to run 9 Dreadnoughts, we're going to run 2 jump units of Death Company, we're going to sticky objectives, and then we're going to have some scouts that do scoring. We're just going to try and be in our opponent's face with 6 melee Dreadnoughts, and then 2 jump units of Death Company. It's a meme list, play knights, says Cogger. Yeah, I mean, I think it could be fun. But ultimately, like, I don't think it's massively competitive. I would like in general, I would like to see Dreadnoughts become a little bit more competitive. Like, I know that the Ballistas has been a little bit competitive. We've seen a lot of Ballistas Dreadnoughts this edition, but we really haven't seen any of the others, right? Like, we haven't seen a lot of Death Company Dreadnoughts, we haven't seen a lot of Redemptor Dreadnoughts, we haven't seen a lot of Brutalis Dreadnoughts. We've only seen the Ballistas. So it'd be nice to see... My Ballistas Dreads have never done anything that helpful, says Blackerot. Ballistas Dreadnoughts are swingy as hell, though, right? Like, they can literally do 1 damage to, like, 25 damage at 48 inches. They can just swing like the... You know, people call the Vindicator tank a casino cannon. The Ballistas Dreadnought is a casino cannon as well, man. I've seen a Ballistas Dreadnought kill a toughness 12, 16 wound enemy with like, -1 to save and cover in turn 1, right? Like, I've just seen it go bonkers, right? The only thing that melee Dreadnoughts are good at are World Eaters, and they're bonkers with stacking buffs. Yeah, the Hellbrutes and the World Eaters attachments are pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I think these Dreadnoughts are fine. I think it's a fun list. I don't think it's competitive. I mean, I think your principles are overall fine, though, right? Was there another question in the chat? I still think that 5 Terminators plus a Terminator Ancient with a scouting enhancement in Angelic Inheritors is a very tough +12 OC unit to fight over the midfield. I think if the new Assault Terminator, you know the rule that the Space Wolf Terminators have, and like the Deathwing Knights. I actually don't know what the Space Wolf Terminators are called. Are they just called Space Wolf Terminators? No? Like, where's Space Wolves? Space Wolves, where are you? Terminators. Oh, Wolfguard Terminators, of course. I think if the new Assault Terminators have the rule that these guys have, right? I think this is a really good rule. I think the Assault Terminator's rule at the moment is trash, and I think if it's redone into this rule, where if you're trying to hit the Terminators with high strength stuff, you're -1 to wound, then I kind of agree with you, Lime Killer. That could be a cool option. At the moment, I don't know if I feel that Toughness 5 Terminators are meaningful enough, because these Terminators are so much more difficult to get rid of. Like, it's not even close how much more difficult they are to get rid of. Like, it's just crazy. And these Terminators are doing well in performing in tournaments and stuff like that, right? So, we're going to move on to Alexander McPherson. This is the last list for tonight. He is a subscriber to the Wise Blood Angels Commander, and apparently I told him at some point, things are better in pairs. Okay, so we have a lieutenant with... This is the scout enhancement, right? We have the 10 intercessors. Oh my goodness, we never see that. We have another lieutenant with 10 intercessors. Okay, so 10 intercessors. That's a lot of bolt rifles. That's a lot of reroll 1s to wound. We've Apothecary with Hellblasters and an Impulsor. He's going to have another Apothecary with Hellblasters and an Impulsor again. Interesting. We've got 2 units of Incursors to give us +1 to hit. I mean, that makes sense when we've just stacked up a ton of stuff that hits on 3s and we know rerolls 1s. We have a squad of Infiltrators. I don't know if I even feel like we need those with 20 Intercessors for Sticky, but okay. We have a Captain with a Jump Pack. We have a Captain on foot with the Stern Guard. We have Double Lancer. Oh, this Captain is attached to 3 Sanguinary Guard. I'd say this list actually pushes too much into the like, Angelic Inheritors is a list that benefits from shooting, but I think this list has actually gone too far, right? Like, I think in Angelic Inheritors you still want 9 Sanguinary Guard, right? Unless I'm missing it, he just has 3. Yeah, like, I really do think you want 9 Sanguinary Guard still in Angelic Inheritors. I think that is the right number. I don't think you want less than that, because that lets you shoot things, get them to low health, and then finish them with melee. And I think while the shooting in Angelic Inheritors is decent, I do think you need to be finishing units off in melee. Like, quite often your shooting will leave things on low health. If they're going to drop Assault Terminators and want people to buy them, they'll need a rule change. Well, they are. I think this was posted on Warhammer Community today, right? That I think that tomorrow they are going to be announcing something, and it sounds like it could be Terminators. And people were telling me in chat, Eternal Crusader was saying that Valrak apparently has seen the new Terminators, and because this talks about the hallowed halls of a battle barge, there's a very good chance it could be new. I mean, they have been releasing new Space Marine stuff. Like, we just saw those new Ultramarines. We just saw that new Jump Captain. I mean, maybe these are all the teases for the 11th edition box set, right? Sean says the survivability of Lamartis is clutch. Essentially, between -1 damage and the 6 up feel no pain, you can keep your 5 special weapons around for another turn. Yeah, I mean, that's why... That's probably why people take Lamartis over Astaroth. Can't remember who was asking about Astaroth, right? But, yeah. So, I think in this list then probably what we would do is we cut both these Intercessor squads into 5-mans to get 160 points. And I'd be tempted to cut the Sternguard into 5-man as well. That gives us 260 points. That gives us like 2 3-man units of Sangry Guard back. And then maybe we have to lose a unit of Incursors or Infiltrators to get a captain or something to lead them. Like, we just don't have enough Sangry Guard in this list. I think Intercessors are good in Angelic Inheritors. I think in Hellblasters and Impulsors are good. Gladiator Lancers, obviously, good in every detachment that you need to kill big things. Have Space Marines had as many releases as the other factions combined in 10th edition? That's a tough question, but do you know what? I should probably start taking a note of all the Space Marine releases, because, like, after Dark Imperium, I feel like we got that Shadow Spear box. And then after Indomitus, we got the Strike Force Augustus box, right? What do I think of the Sanguinar and the Warsuit? I think you can rewind the stream and find out what I thought of the Warsuit, right? Like, I think it was your list we were talking about, Timothy. The Sanguinar is a fine character. He's just not for me, but, I mean, some people get great value out of him. He can come in from his Miraculous Savior ability, one-shot an enemy unit with his devastating wounds, and then be really valuable. I just think that, like, in my meta, I was playing against Death Guard and Knights. I don't think there's, like, the Sanguinar doesn't have a great matchup into Death Guard or Knights. Like, he's not going to kill multiple Death Guard units, so if he arrives, he's just going to get killed. He's not going to kill Knights, because they're toughness 10, he needs only strength 6. And then he's going to get killed, right? So, like, in my meta, the Sanguinar doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're fighting against Orcs? Hell yeah, he makes a lot of sense. You're fighting against Eldar? Yeah, he makes a lot of sense, right? But, like, the Sanguinar does have some pretty bad matchups. In the tournament where the Sanguinar, or what was it, LVO, the tournament where Sanguinar did really, really well, he did like 6 devastating wounds to Guilliman. So it can happen, right? Like, the Sanguinar comes in from reserve, you roll really hot, he blasts out 6 devastating wounds onto Guilliman and kills Guilliman, you know? Like, hell yeah, the Sanguinar is the best thing you've ever seen, but on another side of the things, like, everything swings high, everything swings low, right? People respect the Ballistas. Yeah, I mean, Ballistas is... They're not too bad. I mean, you got to remember the Ballistas was 130 points for a while. What do you think about the Thousand Suns matchup? I think it was really, really difficult, like, whenever it was, like, 6 weeks ago, but I think the Thousand Suns got pretty hit. They got hit pretty hard with this balanced data slate, right? The Rubrics are bonkers. Like, Rubrics with Flamers are bonkers good. Magnus is bonkers good. But their points costs went through the roof from what I've seen. So my friend that plays Thousand Suns was saying that he felt like it was much harder to build a Thousand Suns list now. So what was the tactics behind this list? It was going to be most units hit on 3s, so the Incursors are going to let them hit on 2s. Then all of my shooting will be very reliable. The Oath is going to go in the Sternguard. The Apothecaries are going to resurrect Hellblasters. Impulsors and Incursors are going to do actions. We're going to sticky objectives. Sternguard and the Sangry Guard are going to reserve, and a Lancer to pop tanks. Realistically, I could kill 5 or 6 Warglavies a turn. I doubt you could kill 5 or 6 more Glavies a turn. Like, I think Lancers could kill 1, but they could also bounce. So the 2 Lancers will kill 1 or 2. I suppose Sternguard with Oath of Moment could kill another one. Sternguard get mopped up very quickly when they start getting targeted, though. It's not like they're survivable. That's why some people give the Sternguard the Librarian Leader. Because the Librarian Leader gives them the 4-up invuln, right? Yeah, you get the 4-up invuln. I mean, there could be an argument that you already got a couple of other captains in this list. You might want to give them 4-up invuln, save some points. I think the biggest problem I have with this list is lack of Sangre Guard. I don't think I'm running Angelic Inheritors with less than 9 Sangre Guard. 10-man rubric costs is the same. Oh well, then, I mean, the rubrics are fucking scary, dude. If they've all got those flamers, and they're shooting at you, especially if you're on an objective, they're just bonkers good. Their Overwatch is going to be bonkers good as well. Like, it's a tough matchup for Blood Angels. When I was playing it, I played against a guy who had 20 rubrics with flamers. And, like, I felt like they were just, like, they were so difficult for me to deal with. So I think that's it. I think that's this week's show. If you guys have a list that you want submitted for next week, you know how to do that when the show ends. You can just pop them into the comment section. If you haven't yet liked the video, and a lot of you haven't, because I see 76 people in chat and I see like 20 likes. So if you can, please do like the stream. I would have super appreciated that. I think I'm playing against Death Guard on Wednesday night. I think I'm going to do a video about some more of the balance, point changes stuff. For Friday, right? Like, that would be my tactics video this Friday. Yeah, do you know, I'm trying to think what the thing is. Sometimes if a unit, like, you know, if we're talking about Rubric Marines and we're saying that, like, oh well, the Rubric Marines didn't change in points. I think there was another change to Thousand Suns with the, what was it, with the spell casting as well. So I can't find it now. Hold on. If your army roll is Thousand Suns at the start of your shooting phase, one or more model from your army with this ability can attempt rituals from those listed to the right. To do so, select one model from your army with this ability that has not yet attempted a ritual this turn. To select one ritual no model from your army has attempted to manifest this turn. Yeah, so I think this was one of the big changes, right? And my understanding was, if you really needed a spell to go off and you failed it with one Psyker, you could then cast the same spell again, right? You could attempt to manifest the same spell again with another Psyker. And Thousand Suns lists have 10 Psykers, right? So I think this change basically means, like, if you fail a spell now, you cannot change it. Or sorry, you cannot just cast it with another person, which I guess limits a bunch of their options, and their lists went up in 80 or 100 points. Yeah, so, you know, sometimes units don't get changed, but the impact that can be on the army. I still think Thousand Suns are going to be difficult for Blood Angels. Someone said it, like, if you want to charge them, you need to be hiding behind a wall. You need to be charging from an obscured position. Because Rubric Marines are really fucking nasty. And Magnus is really nasty as well, because I think there's a detachment for Magnus where he can, like, reroll all hits and wounds. And he's got a crap load of 3 damage attacks, and that's perfect for killing Sangre Guard, right? So am I going to do a revision of my 1,000-point starter list after the changes? It's probably a good idea, Eon. I'll probably do that as well at some point. Maybe I can just post that in the community tab, as opposed to make a whole new video on the same list. We'll see. Anyway, that is the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you live Wednesday night for a battle, hopefully. I guess I'll be using the new Sangre Guard. It'll be interesting to see how they do against Death Guard. And spoiler, I'm not going to be running Dante. So I think they should do a lot better just with the weapon skill 2 up. So that'll be cool. I don't think there's anything to really tier list at the moment, is there, James? Like, I don't think there's been enough change. Well, there'll be new tier lists for 11th edition, right? Like, I thought a tier list of firstborn units going to legends could be interesting, but like 80% of the Marine Codex was bad at the start of the edition, and it's still bad, right? Like Hammerfall bunkers, still bad. Firestrike servo turrets, still bad. Reavers, still bad. You know, like we'll see. Have a great evening, though, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace. Bye-bye.